So the husband's out of town for the week, and look what he left behind. I am definitely going to have some fun with this later.
Okay, I just dropped my husband off at the airport. He will be gone for 4 days, and I've been dying to do this project for him as a surprise. This is his shop, his garage, where he likes to do projects that are more of a mechanical nature. He is very handy and very intelligent, and he likes to tinker with things with pretty much anything with horsepower. However, his two walls, this one and the back one, are not insulated. So it's my intention to tear down the sheetrock, insulate these walls, and then replace the sheetrock with OSB boards. Let's get going because I'm very excited about this one.
The first thing I did was move everything off the wall so that I would have plenty of room to work.
Okay, so I've moved everything that I feel comfortable moving by myself, and I have a friend coming over to help me move the bike, the wheeler, and that hardware bin. So in the meantime, I will go ahead and start ripping down sheetrock.
This part went a lot quicker than expected. It came off in big sheets, and I used a flat bar to kind of shimmy it off the studs. The wall that didn't have a hole in it already, I just made my own, and then repeated the process by ripping off in panels. I did break it up just to make it easier for hauling off. I tried to be cool and do a ninja chop. It didn't work. Once I was done, I loaded it into the back of the truck and then just hauled it off to the dump. Last thing I did on that day was go through all the studs and pull all the nails from the sheetrock.
Okay, so right now my husband only has one outlet in his entire garage, which is just stupid. So since I have the walls down to the stud, I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more on each wall for him. I'm not very knowledgeable on electrical work yet, so right now I'm just gonna focus on installing the boxes and the Romex 12-2 wiring. And then if I have enough time afterwards, after the walls and insulation's up, then I'll come back and finish the wiring.
I made 4 circuits for the 10 outlets, and I used a paddle bit to run the wire up to the attic. When it came time to run the Romex, I used the help of this wiring book, and it was extremely useful, so I recommend it if you're learning electrical work. So all I did at this point was cut the lengths of Romex, and then place them in the boxes that will daisy chain the outlets together that are on the same circuit. Then I purchased a few cans of the Great Stuff spray foam, and applied a bead to all of the seams, any holes I found, as well as behind all of the outlet boxes. It might be overkill, but this sucker's going to be insulated. The next morning I came through with a saw and cut away any excess.
Now this video is sponsored by John's Manville, and I'm going to be using their craft face bats that are pre-cut for 2x4 studs, 8-foot walls that are on 24-inch centers. But of course they make all the different variations. If you have 2x6 studs, if you have 9-foot walls, 16-inch centers, so be sure to check the tags before you purchase your insulation. I chose this route because I'm hoping that the pre-cut bats will make this step go a lot quicker. Also, John's Manville has a Winter Warrior program going on right now to where they want to see the projects that you're doing that's gearing up for winter. So go to the social media platforms and share the projects that you're doing to prepare for winter by using the hashtag Winter Warrior.
These pre-cut bats were awesome. I was able to just take a bat and then put it into the panel. You don't want to compress it. You just want it to have a nice friction fit. So I would put it into the panel and then just kind of tuck the edges in. Now all of my bats were just a tad bit too long, so I took a box blade and then just cut it off at the bottom and then again tucked in the bottom to where it was a nice friction fit. Any of the panels with outlets, I would first put the bat in place and make some shallow cuts with my box blade on where the outlet fell. Then use a hard surface to finish making the cut. Also, since some of these panels have wiring, I would split the bat in half, put half of the bat behind the wiring, and then put the other half in front. Then I came through and stapled the flanges of 2 bats together on the face of the stud. For all of the panels that were smaller than 23 inches, I again just used a box blade to cut down the bat in order to fit that panel. Never doing something like this before and working by myself, it took me around 5 hours to do the whole garage. Okay, so the last thing to do was to start laying the OSB. Working by myself and moving full sheets is kind of difficult, but I have a system worked out. I would put the sheet on my foot, which is a steel-toed shoe, and then just kind of use my leg as well as my arms to put it up on the sawhorses. I would first measure my space, then rip my panel down to size. Just a side note, this is the first circular saw that I've used with a laser guide, and I love it. For the outlets, I would first measure and then mark the location on the plywood. Then I would just use a jigsaw to cut it out. Getting these panels into place by myself was kind of a bear. I would first set it on top of two 2x4s, then use two other 2x4s as kind of a lever to raise it to the height I needed it. Then I was able to use my drill and screws to kind of tack it down in two different places, and then I was able to step off the lever and then finish screwing it down. You want about 1/8 of an inch between these panels, so I went through and tacked in a few nails to act as spacers.
So this was a big project to take on in a 4-day period, and I was literally working until the very last minute. So I'll still have to come back and add in that last panel, all of the molding around the top, and then also finish the wiring, running the 4 lines I left in the attic over to the breaker box. So for a cost breakdown, I spent $100 in OSB, around $160 for the insulation, and then $40 for the Romex wiring. So not bad considering all of the benefit that the insulation will provide whenever we install a heating and AC unit. So stay tuned for my husband's response as well as future projects in his shop. Doing something about this lighting situation is on the list. Probably insulating the garage door as well as the attic is on the list, as well as tons of other things. So check out wilkernews.com for a full tutorial on this project as well as all my other projects. I will see you the next time I'm building something.
What's up?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Whoa! Are you serious? Oh my god.
So I ran out of time. So I have one more panel to do. But I added...
That's what you've been doing this whole time?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my god. Wow.
You like it? It didn't come out perfect.
Did you put insulation in?
Yeah. See, I know the car's dirty, but I did make
No,
room.
it's okay. It's okay as long as you didn't scratch it.
I didn't scratch it. I was really conscious the entire week around the
I
clock.
can't believe that you actually.
I did
moved
do a
it
few
around
donuts
and
in
all
it.
that stuff. Do what?
I did do a few donuts in it.
Are you serious?
Okay, so if you don't see me next Sunday, it's because my husband has killed me. I think it's totally worth it though. I am dead. I am a dead girl. Babe, I love you. I hope the installation makes up for me doing donuts in your car.